EA Motive's Iron Man is reportedly in playtesting stage as its 3-game deal with Marvel is announced. Each game will have its own original story set in the Marvel Universe. EA Motive confirmed in September that a new Iron Man game is in development, and now, reports suggest that the game is in playtesting stage already. The Iron Man game started playtesting officially on October 31st and will commence on November 2nd, according to Insider Gaming. This is the company's one-on-one playtesting that will take place at its studio. What we know about the Iron Man game. Specific details are still under wraps, but we know that it will be a single-player, third-person action-adventure starring the titular Marvel hero. Here's how EA describes the game. The game will feature an original narrative that taps into the rich history of Iron Man, channeling the complexity, charisma, and creative genius of Tony Stark, and enabling players to feel what it's like to truly play as Iron Man. Developed in collaboration with Marvel Games, the game will feature an original narrative that taps into the rich history of Iron Man, channeling the complexity, charisma, and creative genius of Tony Stark, and enabling players to feel what it's like to truly play as Iron Man. The Iron Man game is currently in pre-production, so it will likely be quite some time before we see anything major, such as gameplay. In fact, there are still multiple roles open on the team working on the game. The report states that these sessions are more feedback sessions than playtesting. This will presumably consist of going over plot points, game mechanics, game modes, and more. Get an inside look at a game/product and talk through your experience directly with an EA researcher, EA's playtesting website reads. They will ask you questions about your experiences, preferences, and other areas of interest. These conversations typically last between 30 and 120 minutes, and may happen online or in person at one of our player experience labs. This report comes following the announcement of Marvel and EA signing a 3-game deal, starting with Iron Man. All 3 games will come to consoles and PC, and each game will have its original story taking place in the Marvel Universe. We have an intentional, deliberate strategy to have a balanced portfolio, Chief Operating Officer Laura Mila said. There will be Marvel fans who don't play other EA games. A brief history of Motive Studio. Motive Studio is a Canadian-based developer part of EA's umbrella. Since being founded in 2015, the studio has worked on Star Wars Battlefront 2, alongside DICE and Criterion Games, and Star Wars Squadrons. The latter was a space combat game set after the events of Return of the Jedi. Although the focus was on multiplayer space combat, it did also feature a campaign with a story that alternated between the New Republic's Vanguard Squadron and the Galactic Empire's Titan Squadron. Motive Studio is also currently developing Dead Space, a remake of the beloved 2008 survival horror. The game is scheduled to release on January 27, 2023, and based on what we've seen so far, it looks incredible. The team currently working on the new Iron Man game is being led by Olivier Preux. He previously served as producer on Square Enix's Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the single-player action-adventure starring Marvel's ragtag group of intergalactic misfits. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy may have been a commercial disappointment, but the game itself was a damn good time. We are thrilled to collaborate with the talented team at Motive Studio to bring their original vision of one of Marvel's most important, powerful and beloved characters, said Bill Roseman, Vice President and Creative Director at Marvel Games. Their experience delivering both established entertainment worlds and thrilling gameplay, combined with their authentic passion for the armored icon, will fuel our quest to deliver a love letter to a legendary hero in the form of the ultimate Iron Man video game. Motive Studio brings their talent and excitement for creating fan-favorite worlds for players to explore and be their own hero, with experience developing titles like Star Wars Squadrons and the upcoming Dead Space remake on January 27, 2023. It's an honor and privilege to have the opportunity to make a video game based on one of the most iconic superheroes in entertainment today, said Olivier Preux, executive producer. We have a great opportunity to create a new and unique story that we can call our own. Marvel is encouraging us to create something fresh. We have a lot of freedom, which is so engaging for the team. The game is currently in the pre-production phase, and we'll have more updates as we get further along in development. EA Motive has worked on titles such as Star Wars, Squadrons and Star Wars, Battlefront 2, and is currently working on the upcoming Dead Space remake.